Hello YouTube, this is William. Welcome to another Whittle Talk. In my previous Whittle Talk about carving and what is whittling and carving and showing the little carvings that I did on deer camp, someone had asked if I'd do some carving tips, which I've kind of done that throughout, but they're kind of just scattered throughout different videos. So I thought maybe I would do a series, if it is a series. I don't know if it's going to be a series or not, but at least start with one and kind of relay some of the things that help me while I'm carving, and my philosophy on knife control and knife safety and all this other stuff. So welcome to the first one. I don't know if there's going to be a second one, but at least there's going to be one. All right. So the key to everything in carving or in knife safety or anything like that, in my opinion, is blade control. It doesn't matter what you're doing with a knife. If you don't control the blade, you're going to get hurt, or you're not going to be able to carve what you want to carve. So I think we'll start there with blade control. And there's different things, the aspects that go with blade control. One of those is grip. So let's start with, this is a Master Woodsman. This is my new one that I'm going to be using. You're going to be seeing this quite a bit. It's made out of 3V steel. I keep hearing about 3V steel, so I made me one to kind of see how that works. And so we're going to try that out for a while. So anyway, the first thing is grip. Now you have a handle there, but that doesn't mean that you always have to hold the knife on the handle. Okay, there's always different positions that you could use to help you control the blade. And I've always said the closer your hand is to where you're cutting, the more control you have. Doing feather sticks, you want to be using the area that's closest to your hand because you have more control. Okay, if I'm using this out here, I don't have as much control, so my knife is kind of bending and it's just all over the place. But if I move it up to there, then I can control the angle, the precise cut that I want on those feathers or whatever I'm carving, those 7 notches or whatever they are. So the closer you are to what you're cutting with your hand, the better off you are. Now, if I wanted to use the tip, then I could use push cuts. But again, I have a hand that's guiding it as close to where I'm cutting as possible. Okay? So the grip, and if I wanted to, I could move my hand up closer to the tip if I wanted to use the tip and do some cutting that away. Okay? Or drilling or whatever I want to use the knife for. Okay? So the grip and where you control or handle the knife is all part of blade control. Alright? So just because the handle's there don't mean that that's how you have to hold the knife all the time. Okay. The next part of blade control is pressure. And pressure is one of those things that you're just going to have to use a knife and figure out how the knife cuts. And it's not going to cut the same wood or the same with every type of wood. So you just got to get a feel for the knife. And so if you're cutting and you feel the blade bind, if you feel it bind like that, you know that it's going to release. It's like an earthquake. Tension is building. Once tension is released, then that blade is going to either go in a direction you don't want it to go, or it's going to cut more than what you want to cut and mess up your carving. Okay, so you have to learn to feel the blade and how pressure is applied. Okay, so if you feel that the blade is sticking, then back off and get a different bite. Okay, otherwise the blade's going to slip and it's going to go somewhere you don't want it to go, and it's more than likely, at the very least, going to mess your carving up. Alright? So pay attention to pressure. And a lot of times, even if you get out here with the part of the blade control, then you can kind of feel a little bit more the closer you are to where you're cutting. Again, that to me is key, to have a hand closest to where you're cutting, okay, on the blade. So pressure is another thing that you have to really be cognizant of. Even on as simple as feather sticks. If you feel the blade bind, see it skip there? So if it binds, then that means you're about to cut more than what you want, or it's about to mess your carving up. I keep repeating that, but it's very important, okay? Excuse me. The other thing is the angle of the blade. And I'm not talking about this angle, okay? I'm talking about this angle. What's your angles? What's your angle of how the blade is attacking the wood? Because if you use on a round portion, the blade is likely to slip. But if you use it on the square portion, or where most of the blade is touching the material, then it's less likely to slip. So I hope all of these help you. And again, I encourage you to get out and try this. Slow down. Pay attention to what you're doing with the knife. Don't let the knife be floundering around all over the place and just attacking the wood. Be precise. Be a thoughtful carver. Okay? Think about how you're wanting the knife blade to present itself to the wood. Think about what you're doing. Okay? It's not just a matter of cutting wood. That's not it. What you're wanting to do is you're wanting that knife to be as efficient and as productive as it can be. Okay? And all that applies to blade control, which in turn means pressure, grip, and angle of the blade. Okay? So, I could sit here and repeat myself over and over and over about all this, but I hope you get the point. So get out in the backyard and whittle on a stick. And like I said, slow down. Concentrate. Understand what you're wanting the knife to do and what is the best possible way of achieving that. So practice, practice, practice. That's how it all gets there. So until the next one, you guys be careful. Try this, like I said, and be sure and take plenty of Band-Aids and lots of knives. We'll catch you again soon.